Welcome to the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast.
Good morning and welcome to the Ordinary Daily version of the Ordinary Marathoner Podcast. My name is Scott. I'll be your host today. It is Wednesday, 109 days. Every time we click through one of those 10s, 120, 110. Every time I go through one of those, I feel like it's another milestone. I feel like the dates are winding down. 109 days left, 220.2 pounds this morning, kind of in line with yesterday, right around the same. Feel pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Do want to say hello to a guy named Ronald from our YouTube page. He's been making, writing comments back, positive comments. I love to hear him. I do want to mention that I've been putting all these videos up on all these podcasts up on YouTube. And they typically post maybe, an hour or two after the initial podcast, the audio version of the podcast posts. But I have been getting them out at a pretty regular basis. So, if you're a fan of the podcast and you're just looking for another avenue, another way to, plus you get to see my face. Isn't that great? Look at this mug. See now, if you got the audio version, you're not seeing it. Maybe that's the whole intention. But we've been working on the YouTube channel a lot lately, and would appreciate any kind of support you guys give us on that. We could definitely use the subscribers. What do we got today? Yesterday. Let's start off with yesterday. All right. So we did the podcast yesterday. I did a yoga / strength training combo workout in the morning. And I got to tell you, it hasn't taken long, but I'm trying to decide if I want to bring this to a broader topic or let's do it a little bit broad. As you start working out, as you start adding things or doing new things, or even not doing new things, even just, improving, sometimes you notice little changes. And, for example, I started swimming. And once I started really intently swimming a little bit harder, I can feel like little muscular dents in my shoulder that are a little bit different. Than what they used to be. It's a little tighter in spots where the muscle feels a little stronger, a little harder. And there's just a little more contour to it in places that, you rub your shoulder and you're like, what's that dent? Like that dent was never there before. Like, it's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys feel that, maybe you're losing weight and you can kind of feel like, different contours of your legs or, your chest, your stomach, things like that. It's kind of like one of the hidden benefits not hidden there. It's right out in the open. It's, some people they see you every day and they can see, or they see you every once in a while and they notice changes and they might say, hey, you're losing weight, or, hey, you're looking pretty big, or you're looking, and those changes are always good. But it's like when you see it or feel it yourself, it can be even more satisfying. So, it's true about the shoulder thing. Like I actually do feel like my shoulders are feel a little different than they used to, a month or so ago, which is good. But another one was in the weight room, yesterday. So I did this yoga / strength training workout yesterday. And I've been doing yoga now for all last week. So it was just 4 days last week. And then yesterday was my second day this week. So you're thinking, and I've been doing beginner programs. So you're thinking, all right, you're not going to see much of a benefit yet, right? Not much of a benefit. Right now I'm operating on faith, and I'm operating on recommendations that people have given me about yoga and that I should do it, given sort of my lack of flexibility, my back problems. And I took their advice and I said, you know what? It sounds like something I should do. So I've been doing it. Feels good. I didn't know if it was going to work. So yesterday I get in the weight room. Now, one of the things I do, and actually it's funny because with one of the podcasts we're going to put out, I did with my friend Vinny when I was down in Jersey City. It's coming out soon. It's almost done. It's just a lot of video, and we talked for an hour and a half. And anyway, but he's into weightlifting, and he swears by squats. Squats are like the mother of all. He even talks about it in the podcast. The mother of all exercises, I think he calls it, something like that. And coming from a football background, I do remember being, in the weight room in college and doing tons of squats and tons of powerlifting. And as I got older and I sort of didn't lift for maybe 10 years and I started bringing it back, I wanted to squat. I wanted to. But the thing I know about squats is it's very easy to get injured, whether it's your back. I've heard people blow out their knees. And it's really, that's a lot of that has to do with form, right? It has to do with whether or not you're doing squats the right way. And so, I have a squat rack in my gym, and I started using it maybe 2 years ago, and I felt like something was off. Something's off with the way I bend, and it feels like I kind of hunch forward. I don't know if I'm an old man. I'm not flexible. I'm not as strong as I used to be. But I think on the third or fourth day of trying squats, I just was like, this isn't working. It's more harm than good. And I stopped and I never did them again. Now, I hired a trainer about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Well, a year and a half, I guess, ago. Anyway, and she had me doing air squats, which is just squats with no weight. I kind of thought it was a little silly at the time because I'm like, geez, I know I could squat like a lot of weight. Like, why am I squatting no weight? And reason being, she didn't want me to hurt myself. And he is a trainer telling me basically not to do squats with weight, to try it without weight first. And, I did it. And my legs were actually sore from it. Squats are such an exercise that if you go through the motion, you're going to feel it, especially if you haven't done it before. And I know how, again, something else that I know is good for me. So into my workout lately, I've been putting for the last 2 weeks, I do lunges with no weight and I do squats with no weight. And one of the reasons is because I don't want to hurt myself. I'm old. Stephanie's 10 years younger than me. She stepped off a curb and hurt her back the other day. And it's just one of those things where if you just bend the wrong way with the back, it could go. And I don't have anyone here watching me. So I don't have anyone here looking at my form. Sometimes you feel like you have good form, but you don't. So what's the point? So the point is, ever since college, I haven't ever gotten back into doing squats because of my fear of injury and knowing full well that I'm not doing them right. And there's nothing I could do to fix my form. It's like I can't, I'm trying. Every time I bend down, I feel like I hunch over or something's wrong with my form. I could just feel it. So the thing is I decided yesterday, all right, we're going to start adding a little bit of weight. And I didn't want to add a lot of weight. I'm not doing the bar. I'm holding a weight. I think it was 10-pound weight. Start off slow, right? And I start squatting and I'm like, and all of a sudden it's like my heels are dug in. I feel like my base is like super firm. I'm like, oh my God, like this is how this is supposed to feel. I'm not hunched over. I'm not, I feel like I don't feel off balance. I feel like my base is really firm, and my base, I mean feet, kind of like, I'm not going to kind of like step or walk or fall over, any of that. I'm just like, wow, like something's different. And I keep coming back. I felt great. I felt absolutely great doing squats, which I haven't felt great doing squats since college. And one of the things is I'm by myself, right? So I got no spotter. I got no one there to, if God forbid something did happen that I hurt myself, no one's there. It's one thing to do bench press. You just don't do that extra 1 or 2 reps that you might push out if you had a spotter. And I think you can kind of do I hate to say it because I'll get sued if someone tries to do it and gets hurt. But I think with experience, you can kind of do bench with no spotter. As long as you kind of know, all right, I know what weight I'm doing. I'm not trying to do 1 rep and max out. I'm not trying to, you're just trying to get a decent workout in and move on. And yes, I'm sure that there are cases where, my elbow gets sore. I got pain all over the place. But my elbow gets sore from time to time, or it feels like it could pop. And if that happened when I'm under the bench, yeah, I could be in a bad way, right? If no one's home. Can you just see me like sitting I just mentally picture myself like laying on the bench, with the bar just on my chest, and I can't push it off and I can't roll it off. But, for the most part, I think I'm pretty safe. So yesterday, so here I am doing squats going, wow, like this feels different. This feels better. It feels safe. It feels like I'm under control. And I'm trying to think like what's different. And I'm like, I just did 6 days of yoga for the first time ever. And one of the major keys, and yes, I do yoga with Adrienne Jen Bergstrom, and I don't care if you don't like her. Adrienne's my girl. She's also the first one that pops up on YouTube when you search for yoga for beginners. But, one of the things she talks about is like kind of like the strength in your feet and pushing down through your feet and always kind of like maintaining your base. And it's funny because like I don't know, I feel like I'm listening to her and I'm trying my best to do what she says to do. And, so when she says like press down on the mat or feel the four corners of your feet, I'm actually trying to do that. And I don't even know if there's four corners of the feet. That doesn't even sound right to me. It sounds like maybe three. I don't know. But, or, it just, I've been focusing on that. And now I'm thinking maybe that the yoga, is helping me with the squat. I don't know. It just feels good all of a sudden. It feels like, man, like things are improving. And it's carrying over. Like, and that's kind of one thing I didn't think that I was hoping that the yoga would carry over to the bike and the run and sort of like the pain that I feel in my legs late in a marathon, and sort of my flexibility. And certainly flexibility is something that might have a lot to do with the squat. So now I'm thinking, man, and I got to tell you, I've been lifting I lifted maybe 4 weeks ago, and then I think I took a week and a half off, and then I started lifting again. I haven't lifted a lot. I mean, I think my first set of bench press doing 135, I did 8, which isn't really like impressive for me. And yesterday, I reeled off 15 without a problem. So things are improving. Strength is improving, and I think about that, and I think about bringing that out on the Ironman course. With, in the swim and the bike, not necessarily that you're going to do like a bench press motion, but just that overall strength is going to help. And the overall flexibility and stability, it's going to help. And now I'm really excited about it. And actually, even the bike, so I did the bike last night, and it was pretty late by the time I got on. So I did some really big hills because I wanted to just get some hill work done. And I tell you, even on the bike, I've been pushing out more wattage than I did, 3 months ago, doing the same really hilly course. And I only got like 45 minutes in. I didn't really have a plan going into last night. I just wanted to kind of push some hills and I wanted to do about a 45 minute to 1 hour workout. And I think I did like 46 or 47 minutes, whatever it was. I was happy with it. I felt really good. So I think it's all kind of coming together here, which is, other than the weight, which I cried about on Monday, which whatever, that is what it is. But starting to see good improvement, starting to feel really good about it. And maybe the yoga works. Who knows? You guys told me. Y'all told me. All you guys told, who do it, told me it would work, and it did. So today's kind of a weird day for me. I'm up early. I mean, I'm not up super early. It's probably like 6:15, I'm guessing. Maybe not even. We have lunch with Samantha Watson today. Super excited about that. Get to meet Samantha, who we've talked to a number of times for the last couple of years. We're going to try to see what we can do to try to, make sure that the Ordinary Marathon is the best experience for everybody. If you haven't signed up for the Ordinary Marathon, check it out on ordinarymarathon.com. It's our virtual race, 10 days of running, sharing your experiences with your peers. Really a great event. We've, done it this will be the second year Feel really good about that too. And Stephanie and I worked a lot on that last night, and one of the reasons why I didn't get on the bike till late. But yeah, we have a lot going on with that. So anyway, I got to kind of tailor my workouts around my day. So we're gonna post the podcast this morning, and while we're doing the video, we're gonna kick out my 40-minute yoga routine, which is necessary, obviously. Want to do a brick workout tonight. Not sure when I'm gonna get it in. Usually I get a good workout in. Yesterday I did some swimming, by the way. That's one thing I didn't mention. So I did yoga. I did weight training. I swam. Got a really solid, strong swim workout in. I did look for Heather at the gym. I will admit, I didn't look very hard. I kind of peeked around a couple corners, maybe hoping she wasn't there. She was going to videotape me swimming. So that didn't happen. But I had a really good swim workout yesterday. Used the paddles. Man, those paddles. It's like, I don't know, use those paddles in the pool for a while and then take them off and try to swim a regular lap. And it's just, I know I've said this before, but it is just a different world. And it just feels like it's strengthening all the muscles that you need for swimming, which is just great. I feel so good about this race so far. I don't know. Things are coming around. So yeah, so today, given that we're going to be out for lunch and then I got to come back, I just got, family obligations, pick up my daughters, and we'll see about that. But I want to get a brick workout in tonight. I don't know, maybe an hour to an hour and a half on the bike, followed by maybe a 2-mile run, something like that. And tomorrow we're going to talk about what happens. What do you do when you're staring at a weekend and it's going to be bad? It's going to be bad news. I got one of those this weekend. Not that it's bad news. It's actually going to be really fun. It's just training is going to be a getting my training in this weekend is going to be really tough. But we're going to talk about that tomorrow. How are you going to fit that in? Anyway, we're going to call it quits there for the day. I don't know. I'm excited about today. It's get over the hump. I don't know. I feel like, this week was just, I feel like I didn't have a Monday. That every day felt pretty good. Monday morning sucked. Monday morning sucked for about, I don't know, a few hours. And then once I got over that bad weigh-in number that I had, everything's been good. Been fighting hard to get this work done. I feel good about the work that I'm doing, and I'm seeing the results. Hope you guys are too. With that, always remember, every day is an ordinary day. It takes you to make it extraordinary. So get after it, guys.
Remember to like our video and subscribe to our channel.